What's up, everybody? On a podcast now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to have a talk with you guys about Spyro and Crash, okay? And I'm not going to go too far into rumors that we've heard, or maybe not have heard, depending on who you are or what your situation is, but new Spyro game, new Crash game, right? Whether or not you believe one is happening, that's totally up to you. Is Call of Duty delaying it? That's the discussion I want to have. And I think the evidence for at least that last part is probably very high, and we've touched upon it in past videos, but now I want to connect it to Crash and Spyro. So let's do a quick introduction in that, and I'm not going to name specific people or specific rumors, but there has been in the rumor mill for a long time, I'd argue, specifically Spyro, that there would be a brand new Spyro game, much in the way of Crash 4, that the Spyro Reignited trilogy worked. It sold very well. I mean, we know that, right? It did very well. A lot of people bought it, and that it would I guess, get us the next brand new, built from the ground up Spyro game. So that's been talked about, honestly, for like at least a year and a half, maybe even longer. I do think it's real. I do think we get a Spyro game. I feel like it probably would have shot for 2021, probably not anymore, okay? But I do believe it. Crash is a little bit more on the uncertain side. There were rumors of like a PvP kind of thing, like almost a blend of Crash Bash, but built for like modern day. There would be different, mini games or whatever you want to call them, right? Where you'd be able to play as friends, so on and so on. You could believe it or you cannot. There hasn't been the greatest amount of evidence to support it, but there also hasn't been nothing, right? So those are two things that we're kind of just, again, whether or not you want to assume that they're real or not, maybe, I guess, for the sake of this, maybe we should assume it, but I do think we get a new Spyro game. I do think we get a new Crash game. Even if the games I just talked about aren't them, I do think something happens, okay? And then, now the question is, do those somethings, or those games that I previously said, are they being impacted by Call of Duty? Well, you could say, Alex, why do you say those have nothing to do with each other? Call of Duty has nothing to do with Spyro, right? Well, you kind viewer, right? If you guys didn't catch this, and this was a big news story, but maybe it flew under some people's radar. Basically, and this is a heavy rumor in the fact that everybody's saying it, but has not been confirmed. Every single Activision studio, okay, is working on this year's Call of Duty. Every single one. We know for a fact Toys for Bob is. Technically, they're not working on this year's Call of Duty. They're working on Warzone. But let's just say, and so that's one thing, right? We know Toys for Bob for sure has dropped, not on their own, they didn't choose this, has dropped their own game to work on Call of Duty. And Activision admitted that and said, yes, that's what they're doing. Along with that, many notable people, insiders, leakers that are normally right, okay, they all said that this is not just Toys for Bob, this is everybody. Activision has basically put all hands on deck. Everybody has dropped everything and is working on Call of Duty. So, in a way, we have already discussed this, because just by saying that, there's no way of getting around it. Has COD delayed or impacted the development of these two? Could be fictional games, could be real games. 100%. Did it impact every other game that Activision is working on currently besides Call of Duty? 100%. I could talk forever how I think that's just the stupidest idea whatsoever to get everybody together to work on Call of Duty. But at the end of the day, again, for the sake of this discussion, if we're looking at what's being left behind to work on Call of Duty, that's where it gets, to me, very, very frustrating, right? Because I can read the rumors or the news, again, for like Toys. So say Toys for Bob was legitimately making the next Spyro or a new Crash game, right? They left it, and that's official. Now, we don't know what they left, but they 100% had to have been working on something, right? Because gaming companies they take time off, like a couple weeks or a month or so when the game like ships, or if they have vacation, stuff like that. Like, they'll do that, but there's always something going on. It's not like they were sitting there for 5 months and they had nothing they were doing. They had a plan. They were doing stuff. They pitched whatever, if they pitched it yet, and then, they were acting on it. Like, that is how it works. That's just how it was happening. So they left something behind. So you could say that, and you could say it's upsetting. So I've said, like, it's stupid for Call of Duty, because a lot of these developers, some of the stuff that they'd be working on with Call of Duty, they've never done before. Like, the Crash Bandicoot developers know how to do a multiplayer Call of Duty game. That doesn't sound right to me. I don't know about you guys. Obviously, the geniuses at Activision think so. So obviously, we have to go for by them, right? So I've said that before, and that makes me very upset in one way. But then when you look at it and say, yeah, man, if there was a Crash game, the PvP game, if that was real, Spyro 4 is being developed, which I really think is an absolute guarantee. That is now pushed. Like, if it was supposed to come out in the fall, it's not coming out in the fall. There's no way because if the rumor is true, well, Toys for Bob, that thing happened like a month and a half, 2 months ago, right? And the same rumor was that everybody was doing it. So let's say from like April 1st through the fall, through probably November, right, with Call of Duty, everybody's working on Call of Duty. So if they were making the game and they were like, yeah, we can shoot for like October, well, now they're not going to get back to the game until November at the earliest, right? So then it's like, well, looks like we're coming out in April or May or June, something like that next year. So it's just so frustrating. It's so stupid. I can say it over and over again, right? But I'm sure you guys would get tired about it. I want these games. I've said it before. Spyro, I'm not the biggest fan of, but I played it as a kid growing up. I did like them quite a bit. It just wasn't like my thing. I've said it Crash was my thing. Sly Cooper was the main thing for me, right? So those were the two big ones, and there was other ones too. But Spyro, I did play. I bought the Reignited trilogy. I loved it. I would absolutely buy a Spyro 4. Again, Crash, you guys know how much that means to me. So I 100% want these games. I 100% believe, again, even if the things I said aren't real, there will be, Crash is back, and he's going to be back, and Spyro is back, and he's going to be back. So, even if it's not Spyro 4, even if it's not a Crash Bash-like game, but, modernized and, built from the ground up from scratch again, even if it's not those, they had to all, and I know I'm only mentioning Toys for Bob, but the rumor is every Activision studio is working on it. Now, not Blizzard, right? Because they're kind of two separate entities, but every Activision studio. That is just the dumbest and most convoluted thing I've ever heard in my life. So let me know, guys, in the comments below, what do you think? Do you think that it's delayed them? Do you think maybe if they were supposed to come out in the fall, they would now come out, much later? Maybe it didn't impact it at all. Let me know what you guys think. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on. If you guys want to subscribe to my second channel, I do a daily video over there. Podcast Now Plus is its name. Link for it is always in the description below, okay? Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you all on the next video.